like that suit an awful lot.
Thank you.
All right, Aaron. First, I think you wrote an amazing script.
Oh, thanks a lot.
I was surprised to hear that just on the before the book was completed, you already knew that this was a project that you would want to get into.
Before the book was started,
Right.
there was a book proposal, a 14-page book proposal that Ben Mezrich wrote for his publisher. He wanted to write a book about the founding of Facebook. The publisher liked the book proposal so much that they were shopping it around Hollywood for a film sale, and that's how it wound up in my hand.
Right.
I was on page 3 of the book proposal when I said, yes, I want to do this movie, but I assumed that the studio, would want me to wait until Ben had written the book, but they didn't. They wanted me to start right away. So Ben and I were working separately, but on parallel train tracks to do the research, the writing, and he's faster than I am, so he was done before I was.
Right. Well, Facebook is definitely like the background of the movie, and I think somewhere you said that it's
Exactly
more
right.
about-
It's not a movie about Facebook. It's a movie set against the backdrop of Facebook.
Right.
But really, it's the themes in this movie are as old as storytelling itself: friendship, and loyalty, and betrayal, class, power. Things that Aeschylus would have written about, or Shakespeare would have written about, Paddy Chayefsky would have written about. I was just lucky that none of those guys were available, so I got to write about it.
This must be hard.
Who are you?
I'm Marilyn Delpy. I introduced myself when we first...
What do you do?
I'm a second-year associate at the firm. My boss wanted me to sit in on the deposition phase. What are you doing?
Checking in to see how it's going in Bosnia.
Bosnia. They don't have roads, but they have Facebook. You must really hate the Winklevosses.
I don't hate anybody. The Winklevi aren't suing me for intellectual property theft. They are suing me because for the first time in their lives, things didn't work out the way they were supposed to for them.
One thing that really stood out in the film to me was that during the dispositions, that it seemed like this was like his time to really exert his power, like Mark Zuckerberg to show his power. Were you writing the script in that way to like kind of show?
Not only was I writing the script that way, but we scheduled the shooting schedule was done that way. We did all the deposition room scenes at the end of the shoot, so that Mark especially, the others too, but that Mark especially, that Jesse, the actor, Jesse Eisenberg, can have gone through all that stuff. And now in these deposition room scenes, he's a few years older, he's walked through fire, he's there, he's being asked to defend himself from accusations of people who he considers to be inferior to him, stupider than he is. He's annoyed by these people. And he's kind of being ganged up on in this room.
Right.
So we see a different Mark in those deposition room scenes than we did, than we do back at Harvard.
Right. And now you see like all these young millionaires, maybe billionaires today, from the Googles to the Facebooks to MySpace, YouTube.
Yep.
What distinguished Facebook? Because if you guys were writing a movie with MySpace or Friendster as the backdrop, then your box office won't be as impressive as this one was.
Again, it wasn't the device. It wasn't Facebook that drew me to the movie. It was this story of 2 separate lawsuits that were brought against Mark Zuckerberg and Facebook. One alleging that he had stolen the idea from some other students, and the other was brought against him by his best friend, who was his partner in inventing Facebook, and got thrown under the bus in doing that. So if MySpace or YouTube or Google had that story, then I would have been writing about that. There's nothing about the social networking site that was so fascinating to me. I was writing a story. It was that personal story of those guys. Like I said, this ancient story set in the world, a very modern world, and at Harvard with a new generation and this brand new invention.
All right. Thank you for your time.
I really appreciate it, Jamal. Thanks a lot.
Appreciate your work.
Follow us.
Follow us now, try to all the